Welcome back to the channel. So in this one, we're going to talk really quickly about where your tax dollars are going in a specific program. So I didn't even know this existed. I just happened to come across it, and in my small town in Wyoming, which I thought was really odd. So for longtime viewers of the channel, you'll know that I own some apartment buildings and I have a bunch of tenants, and I actually came about this program via that way. So what am I talking about? So we're talking about Ukrainian refugees. Now, I did a video a few months ago, a year or so, talking about the organization that's bringing refugees to the country, and I'll link that at the end of this video. But roughly, we're allowing 100,000 Ukrainian refugees into the country through a multitude of ways. One's the southern border. We've let roughly 22,000 refugees in via that way. And then the other one is sponsored families. So since sponsored families program has come into play, the southern border has kind of dried up. Now, why is this a big deal? So your tax dollars are going to fund this. Now, 61% of you didn't pay income taxes in 2020. It was like 61.1%, which roughly leaves 38% of us footing the bill for the 107 million or so Americans that didn't pay taxes. And now we're adding on a bunch of refugees. And this is just Ukrainians. This doesn't count everybody else that's crossing the southern border. And I don't know what kind of benefits they're getting yet. I haven't even looked. Like I said, this came to me via out of the blue. So I started to look into it just to figure out what it is. So there's 100,000 of these. Now, what are we talking about? So if you're a Ukrainian refugee, you get a cash allowance, you get shelter paid for, you get transportation, and the kicker that really drives me nuts is you get Medicaid. So you get health benefits via Medicaid, which it's one thing to let refugees in. It's another when we're in such an entitlement society where we're just going to give away all these benefits to people who haven't paid in or haven't done anything to contribute to them. So let's get into this a little bit real quick. So if we take and we look at this cash assistance via the temporary assistance for needy families or supplementary security income. So there's also an OOR program. So there's several programs that are going to give refugees cash. Now, which program and which bucket you fall into varies wildly depending on how many people are in the family. You know, if you're single, you get a different amount. If you're a family of 5, you get a different amount. And you also need to go into one of these different programs. So OORs for like an individual refugee. The TNAF is for families. And then it also varies wildly based on what state you're relocated into. So my rough guess estimate across the board, and this is just paper napkin guessing, trying to figure it all out. It's clear as mud, but I figure it's about $775 a person averaged out for what they're getting, just straight cash. Like here's cash in your pocket, either via debit card or a hand, deposited into a checking account, assuming you can get one, but you got to get a bunch of paperwork done before you can get that. So typically it's a debit card that they're getting handed into them. Additionally, they're paying for shelter. And like I said, this is the way that I found out about this program. The government pays me directly via the program to cover their rent. So, we're talking sizable amount of money. The rent in our area isn't very high when compared to some of the coastal cities and what goes on there, but it's still a decent amount of money. Additionally, they get food via the SNAP program. So the same program that you see needy American families go out and use. You get a card there, you can go in and you can buy your groceries and whatever it is you need food-wise. So we're getting cash, and we're getting our food and shelter paid for. Additionally, they get transportation paid for. So I couldn't narrow down what the transportation budget was for a family each month. It didn't really say. Again, clear as mud. But know that they're getting transportation paid for. I don't know if that's Uber or cab. I don't know if they get a rental car. I don't know how that program works. I do know that they're getting provided transportation. Additionally, you get a bunch of employment services. So they find you jobs, job training, English training. The stuff just starts to add up quickly. Additionally, from their date of eligibility, and they are encouraged to sign up for this day one. I wouldn't be surprised if there's an actual program where when you hit the ground, you get enrolled in this right away. And we'll look here at these acf.ha NHS.gov. What a mouthful. But anyway, this is where it comes into details that you get Medicaid. So you get health screening. They take care of any medical issues that you have. Now, for me, the red flag and the question that popped up was, what medical issues did they have that they didn't get treated back in their country, and now they're coming here and they're getting them treated for free? What is the bill and what is the total on that? You know, how much money is really going out for this? There's specialized programs on top of this for health services, technical assistance for small business startups, financial savings, youth mentoring, and other targeted supported programs. These are programs that we should be giving to Americans. I'm not saying that I don't want to help people out. I do, but I want to start to be America first. Like, let's take care of our people. Our people could use business startup help. You know, they could use financial savings help. How many veterans aren't getting these services? Like, when there's only 38% of us paying taxes and we're just giving stuff away and we're just handing it out, it's just infuriating and frustrating. You know, if you're seeing refugees in your area, let me know down in the comments. Love hearing about it. I know some of you guys from Colorado were telling me about it the other month. It's just insane. Like, just fleecing everywhere. I mean, I'm benefiting from this and I still think it's crazy. Like, I just don't know how we give away all the money that we do. Not only have we sent billions to Ukraine, we're giving away billions here, and we're just bringing people in. Like, what are we doing? Anyway, I don't know. I'm done ranting. I'll put links to all these websites down in the description. You can go dig in further and look at the benefits. But, I mean, we're talking hundreds of millions of dollars here we're giving away to 100,000 people that we brought in. It's just insane. Anyway, I'll catch you guys in the next one.